Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check, check, 1 2. Check, check, 1 2. You may have to raise the volume on this one. Check, check, 1 2. Check. Check, check, 1 2. 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 Check, 1 2.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. All right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to call this meeting to order for February 28, 2023 school board meeting. Letter B, reading of the mission statement. The mission of the Coatesville Area School District, rich in diversity and committed to excellence, is to create innovative educational experiences which are funded by the taxpayers, supported by the community, delivered by dedicated teachers and administrators, to ensure all students will become responsible, contributing global citizens. Letter C, advisement. By notice of the president, board members are advised that all votes shall be regarded as roll call votes. The minutes shall also note that public notice was given for this meeting in accordance with Act 93 of 1998, Section 1. School board meetings shall proceed in accordance with school board policy. Letter D, roll call. Madam Secretary, call the roll, please.
Rob Fisher.
Madam Secretary, for the record, please excuse Mr. Fisher.
Brandon Roan.
Here.
Harvell Brown.
Here.
Holly Charest.
Here.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Here.
Becky Harlan.
Here.
Mary Ann Harris.
Here.
Amelia Mills.
Here.
Jennifer Schott.
Also, Madam Secretary, can you, Ms. Schott should be joining us virtually.
Okay, thank you. Allison Shrivert.
Here.
Isabella Imburgia.
Here.
Thank you.
And at this time, can we all stand for a moment of silence? And it'll be followed by a salute to the flag. Color guard, present the colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Number two, to my colleagues, are there any additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda? Any additions, deletions, or modifications to the agenda? Ms. Charest, is there a comment there, or just was left on from roll call?
No.
Okay,
It's just paper.
perfect. All right, moving on to number 3, approval of the minutes. 3A, approval of the minutes. The recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the minutes for the January 24th, 2023 school board meeting, subject to any additions, deletions, or modifications or clarifications. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any additions, deletions, clarifications, or modifications to the minutes? Hearing and seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Motion approved.
3B, approval of the minutes. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the minutes for the February 14th, 2023 special board meeting subject to any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications. Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion is second. Are there any additions, deletions, modifications, or clarifications? Hearing and seeing none, Madam Secretary, call for the vote, please.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Abstain.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Holly Charess.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Number 4, public comment on agenda items. The board has requested that all persons making comments on agenda items to list their name, address, telephone number, and motion items on the sheet provided. There's a 3-minute limit per person. The board does not take action or discuss items not appearing on the agenda. The board values public comment and wishes to convey that although board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda, they listen carefully and appreciate value input from the public. We have one for this evening for agenda items, Ms. Lauren Shannon Bailey.
Good evening. Welcome, Dr. Van Varn. I was saddened to see that we had so many expulsions on the agenda tonight. My nonprofit, Coatesville Area Juvenile Alliance, stands ready with free legal representation for our students. I would be honored if you would pass our contact information on to those students. We do not want students meeting before the board without legal representation. Coatesville Advocates for Change is another organization that's interested in supporting these students. Really disappointed. We don't want our children in the legal system, the juvenile justice system. I'm pretty sure the NAACP will be more than happy to also provide support for these students. I'm not here to ask for questions about the details. I don't need to know the details. I have long spoken against expulsions and adjudications. The code of conduct, as has been publicly stated by the Education Law Center, is in desperate need of some improvement. In the community, some of us are serious about supporting our students. In terms of school affiliations and field placements, I would ask that the board would consider, please, connecting with Lincoln University and Cheney University. Don Torrey stood before the board last week and said our school district had the highest number of students of color in the county. I have stood before you and asked that you consider hiring more minorities and teachers and administrators of color. Please consider doing that. Please consider efforts to connect with Lincoln as well as Cheney University. I'm pretty sure those departments, as Dr. Brown has already initiated some contact last year that I'm not sure what happened, but we do need to get teachers and administrators in this district that look like our students, or at least the majority of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 5, executive session. Executive session was held on February 13th, 2023 and February 27th, 2023 for legal and personnel reasons. I'm also going to ask for our sound folks in the back if we can get some more volume on the podium mic, please. Thank you. And moving on to number 6, student representative reports. Ladies.
Good evening. My name is Isabella Imburgia, and I am the junior representative. First off, I would like to welcome Dr. Van Born to her new role as superintendent. We are very excited to have her and wish her all the best. A congratulations is in order to all winter sports participants and programs, all of which qualified for the postseason. Our girls basketball team made their first league Final Four appearance and also participated in the District 1 tournament. Our boys basketball team qualified for the state tournament and will be playing tonight at Perk Valley. They will have their last home game on Friday to determine their seed for the PIAA state tournament, which begins on Saturday, March 11th. Our indoor track and field teams completed their season this past weekend by participating in the state championships at Penn State University. Congratulations to the following students who medaled. Drew Dalmarat placed 4th in the high jump and Albert Morton placed 8th. Robert Turner, Amir Haskett, Dante London, and Isaiah Brightman placed 5th as a team in the 4x200 relay. The 4x800 relay team placed 6th, made up of Tommy Wayne, Tommy Sylvester, Marcus Evans, and Josh Miller. Congratulations to our swim team, who had 2 representatives this past weekend in the District 1 Championships, 9th grade student Sarah McGann and 11th grade student Macy Speakman. Congratulations to our wrestling team, who will be sending 4 male wrestlers to the regional tournament this Friday and Saturday at Zudertown High School, with Andre Sesnick, Jacob Rutman, Jack Weldon, and Matt Luton all participating. For the first time in school history, our district will be having 6 female wrestlers participating in the female regional tournament at Parkland High School this Sunday. Tori Agatone, Chelsea and Megan Campos, Paris Jenkins, Avery Noel, and Ariana Owens will be representing Coatesville. As you can tell, we had a very successful winter sports season and are very proud of our student athletes. I will now be turning it over to my senior counterpart, Allison Shivert. I hope everyone has an enjoyable evening.
Good evening. My name is Allison Shivert, and I am the senior class representative. I would like to start my report by thanking the Board of Directors for allowing cash students to travel to London. We had a wonderful trip and saw many exciting things, like Stonehenge, Big Ben, London Tower, Windsor Castle, and Buckingham Palace. We also rode the tube, watched a show, and explored many different tourist areas. A huge thank you to Mr. Tassoni and our other chaperones who helped make this once-in-a-lifetime trip happen. I would now like to wish the robotics team good luck competing this weekend in the state tournament at Susquehanna Valley Middle School. We wish them the best. I would also like to discuss what the Coatesville Athletic Leadership Council has recently met about. In February, the students met at the Parksburg Point and learned about diligence and humility, and performed exercises and discussions, and participated in discussions related to those characteristics. We also participated in additional grit exercises. The CALC next meets on Wednesday, March 15th. We look forward to seeing the continued growth these athletes will experience from these meetings. That concludes my report. Thank you and have a nice night.
Thank you, ladies. And now moving on to our superintendent's report. Madam Superintendent, welcome.
Good evening, school board members, community members. It's an honor to be here with you this evening, formally as your new superintendent of schools. Over the last week, I've been spending time getting reacquainted with the district, meeting with administrators and staff, and attending student-led school tours of the different buildings. I look forward to being present at school events and district activities to get to know our community. Tonight, I want to start my report by sharing some school and student highlights that are happening throughout the district. First, we want to congratulate Samuel Campos, who was selected to represent the Coatesville High School and at the annual PMEA District 12 Band Festival this month. So not many students are attending that, and so that is truly an honor for Samuel, so we congratulate him. Our 8th and 9th graders had the opportunity to attend an assembly focusing on Black History Month. Students and faculty members gave impactful performances on stage, which were both moving and inspiring for those who were able to watch. Also, in celebration of Black History Month, our elementary schools held fantastic assemblies and other activities. Callan, East Fallowfield, Rainbow, and Reesville elementary schools held school-wide assemblies performed by Sister Mafalda and the Kumba Collective. Students learned about legacies and cultural traditions from Africa and the Americas through song, rhyme, dance, and stories. Then, on Thursday, February 23rd, Kings Highway went back to the 1960s with its March on Kings Highway, organized by Dr. Miles. You may have seen that in the newspaper. This reenactment of the March on Washington was a school-wide event in which all students proudly participated. All classes made vibrant, empowering signs for justice, freedom, equality, and unity, among others. The entire student body proudly marched around the school, led by Martin Luther King Jr., Coretta Scott King, and Dr. King's entourage, singing, "We Shall Overcome." They arrived at the mock Lincoln Memorial, where 5th graders opened the program with a Black national anthem. Coretta Scott then introduced Martin and powerfully recited his "I Have a Dream" speech. So we are very proud of that amazing event. We congratulate Dr. Miles and her team at Kings Highway. Lastly, if you attended our monthly committee meeting on February 14th, you know that we've completed our comprehensive plan. This plan focused on goals surrounding student achievement, school climate and culture, facilities, and finance. A survey has been posted on the website to solicit public comment on this plan. A topic came up among a few families that addressed our support for gifted students or those that are in need of enrichment and acceleration. We just want to let you know that our team will be amending that plan to reflect that feedback. And that brings me to the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Van Born. Important dates. Important dates, remember, March 14th, 2023, 6 p.m., all committee and special board meeting here at the Coatesville Senior High School Auditorium. And then on March 28th, 2023 at 6 p.m., board meeting again here at the high school auditorium. Special reports. It is an honor to have the robotics program here, so either Mrs. Snyder or Mr. Jarvin Williams.
Good evening. Testing. 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 Hello, school board, Coatesville community, Dr. Van Buren. I'm Jarvin Williams, cash assistant principal. I would like to take this time to recognize the cash robotics team, the Raiderbots. First, a few things about our Raiderbots. We held a robotics competition here at Cash on December 17th and 18th. Our Raiderbots team 13669 earned first place in the region. Thank you. Please hold our applause to the end. There was also a robotics competition on February 18th and 19th in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Raiderbots team 13669 partnered with team 20094 and became regional semifinalists. Team 13669 has qualified for the state tournament. Great job, guys. And at this time, I would like to introduce each member of the Raiderbots team. Students, please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Alvin Tolden, Chloe Crane, Gavin Razor, Michael Ventrella, Joshua Koch, Bella Marino, Liam Ventrella, Tristan Jefferson, Nathan Bean, Jessica Davis, Liam Nickel, Kenley Crane, and Amalia Azarak. Also, we have two coaches, Miss Octavia Warren Ward and Mr. Andy Mascarelli. Coatesville Community and School Board, please give our Raiderbots a round of applause. All right, at this time, I would like to turn it over to Alvin Tolden and Chloe Crane. Come on up, guys.
Hello, my name is Alvin. I'm the captain of Raiderbots Squared, and these are my fellow team members, Gavin, Tristan, and Liam.
Hello, my name is Chloe, and I'm the captain of Raiderbots. My teammates are Liam, Dean, Josh, Jessica, and Chelsea.
So tonight we wanted to talk to you about our outreach. You all have seen our robots at competitions, but we also wanted to talk to you about other aspects of what we do. A big part of FIRST Robotics is to promote STEM in our community. Our team went to Brandywine Center of Early Learning to demonstrate our robots to preschoolers. We did this to show off our program to smaller kids so that FIRST can be known to younger kids as well. We also sent the girls on our team to Girls Exploring Tomorrow's Technology Expo, where we set up a table in a game field and showed off what our robots can do. We also explained what our program is. We also let the parents and kids drive our robots and work together to score points so they can see how fun it is. We also set up a field here at Cash during back to school night to promote our club and get more members.
Along with Miss Warnward, we set up a robotics camp at Tabernacle Church for 2 weeks, where 2 hours a day we taught the kids how to block code and do challenges using the Wonder Workshop Cubots. One day we brought over one of our past robots to demonstrate to the kids and to show them that what they were working on was similar to what we do on a smaller scale. And we also let them operate and drive the robots. We were invited by our mentor team out of the box robotics to go to the Lancaster Barnstormers baseball game, where we demonstrated how FIRST works and how the previous games work. We also had Cub Scout Pack 219 come to our robotics lab and check out our robots.
We also used the competitions held here at Cash as a fundraiser event. Our team was involved with planning, facility setup, and breakdown. To help promote FIRST, we invited State Representative Dan Williams to the event. He was so impressed with the work that we do, he invited us to the state capitol to demonstrate to his colleagues in the middle of the rotunda. We also brought our FLL team.
Hi, I'm Hannah Crane. Hello, I'm Amalia Azra. So today we brought our robot with us. So we built this to go through challenges on a board where we had to do all these missions to get stuff. This year we made it to state championship with from our innovation project, and our project we didn't make it to region, but we made it to states, and we got super close.
Okay, and now we're going to do a demonstration on the field.
I would like to add a few words. I had the good fortune of going to Harrisburg with these young people, and I saw them demonstrate in the rotunda, and adults stopped and complimented the Coatesville Area School District and their robotic skills and STEM. And one of the young ladies over there said, for all these little kids that are in here waiting for their certificates, there's going to be a robotics club this summer, right? Grades 5 and up. So watch for when they do the summer clubs, and you might be interested in doing that. And who had the one that looks, hold yours up high, young lady. So we have really big fancy ones that cost thousands of dollars to build, and then we have the fun ones that are kind of out of Legos, right? But they're motorized also. So this was exciting, and I was happy to spend time with them. So thank you, and keep up the good work.
Once again, I echo those statements. Pretty phenomenal to see it in action, and knowing that you young folks built those robots and were able to do that work is phenomenal. So way to represent Coatesville and keep up the good work. And now we have another opportunity to recognize another group of outstanding folks, and that is going to be the District Science Fair. And I'm going to ask Mrs. Lynn Mancinelli to take the podium.
Good evening, School Board of Directors. I'd like to invite any of our coordinators to come forward and join us at the front of the room. We want everyone to be careful with stepping around the robotics exhibit here. So I am so pleased to have the opportunity to recognize our students in kindergarten through grade 10 who participated in our district science fair. While students in kindergarten through grade 3 do not compete, they provided their presentation boards for display here at CASH. This year, a group of third grade students also presented their projects to the judges in preparation and practice for future years. Students in grade 4 through 10 then competed as individuals or teams. The competitors presented their projects to a group of judges that included Coatesville Area School District teachers, Westchester University teachers, Westchester University students, engineers, and scientists. Our district is very proud of these students, and we acknowledge their curiosity, their creativity, determination, and efforts. Many of these students have participated in the past, and we look forward to their continued participation in future science fairs. And hopefully they can encourage some of their friends and peers to join in. We applaud the students' efforts to extend their learning, and we recognize the time they invested in the process. I would be remiss if I did not also reach out to thank our parents. Parents of science fair participants are a critical part of the process in many, many ways. So thank you to our parents as well. Also, I'd like to thank our science fair coordinators, classroom teachers, and our administrators who also support this process. So we're going to do this in two ways tonight. The first thing I'd like to do is I'm going to call the names of students who participated. They may not have placed in the competition, but we are so pleased to have them participate. When I call your name, students, I would ask that you stand at your seat and stay standing, and at the end, we'd like to offer a round of applause to those students. We're starting at kindergarten and working our way up through grade 10. First, Sophie Pickle, Kaylee Batson, Jackson Bro, Jennifer Bucks, Nathan Jones, Deegan Mullen, Colin Perry, Charlotte Schrey, Shelby Weber, Wesley Burt, Mariah Eschborn, Stella Griffin, and Christopher Caulfeld. That was Kay in first grade. Moving on to second grade, Taranjeet Bod, Serafina DeMarzo, Daniel Montez, Catherine Soto Mendez, Caitlin Soto Mendez, Henry Von Air. That completes our second grade group. Moving along to third grade, we have Alanis Morales Lopez, Nora Antonelli, Madison Chilcote, Joseph Hughes, Liam Kapinski, Braylon Chenger, Manny Kondo Morales, Nathan Odakutu, Juliana Venezia, Jaslyn Rivera Foster, Leah Pinkerton, Lola Santiago, Asa Azarak, Caden Dumasani, Fiona Amon, Erica Fletcher, Stella Need, James Creedon, and Zion Grove. That would be our third and fourth grade students. We give them a round of applause. Moving on to fifth grade, Blakely Wimmer, Liz Tapia Saldana, Megan Scheller, Julia Rousseau, Holden Cressman, Gregory Matthews, Addison Hamilton, Lauren Norris, Leah Diener, Denasia Shockley, Surveya Rodriguez, Lucy Berger, Drake Lee, Zoe McLaughlin, Corinne Newman, Lily Brady, and Brandon Henry Jr. Next, we have participants at the secondary level. Beginning in 6th grade, James Lutt, Santiago Nervez, Connor Moles, Stefan Norris, Jason Ramirez, AJ Santillo, Maddie Rocchio, Izzy Bills, Lacey Cressman, Claire Myers, Mina Krieger, Marie Luton, Cassidy Miraglia, Parker Snyder, Peyton Cooper, Caleb Vellante, Evelyn Shaw, Haley Perch, Cameron Popoff, Alexander Eugene, Charles Drovo, and Pierce Sunderland. Thank you very much to all of those participants. I'm going to ask you to take a seat. At the end of our presentation for Science Fair, we're going to have all of our participants go and exit the auditorium where you will receive your certificate. Moving on, though, now we're moving on to the students who won either first, second, or third place in the competition. So, as I said earlier, we only compete in grades 4 through 10. So I'm going to start with the 4th grade. When I read your name, students, please come forward, and I'm going to ask you to come forward. You can shake the hand of our coordinators, and then we will also present you with the medal. Okay? So starting in 4th grade, Liam Riffey, third place in the individual competition. Manat Bad, 2nd place in the 4th grade individual competition. Callan Boyer, 1st place, 4th grade individual competition. Now we also have a team in 4th grade. Kedron Eschborn and Meredith Grinwis. 1st grade in the team competition. Now we'll move on to 5th grade. Individual competition, 3rd place, Genesis Mallow. Second place, 5th grade individual, Ryan Witkowski. And 1st place, individual, 5th grade, Zoe Everett. We also have 3 teams in 3rd grade. So in 3rd place, Latham Warner, Chase McConnell, and Juliana Bonilla. Let me also add that this year we added a little twist to our science fair, and we gave students a chance to vote for their own favorite. So every student who attended was given a slip, and we asked them to choose a fan favorite. It turns out that this team, which they probably don't know yet, was the winner of the fan favorite. Second place 5th grade team included Brianne McCormick, Brielle Milborn, and Adriana Lombardo. And our first grade, fifth grade team winners are Mia Hand, Robin Bailey, and Haley Berkey. Moving on to sixth grade. Sixth grade individual, third place winner, Stanley Mahalski. Our second place, sixth grade individual winner is Harlow Stover. And our first place, sixth grade individual winner is Colby Palomike. In addition, we have two teams in second place, Isaiah Rivera Stringer and Joseph Gallagher. And sixth grade team first place winners, Kerrigan Eschborn and Emmeline Bean. That takes us to seventh grade. And in seventh grade, we just had one individual winner, and that is first place for Logan George. We have three teams that placed in seventh grade. So in third place, Arman Ali and Giovanni DePietri Antonio. In second place, seventh grade team, Olivia Arnold and Phoebe Wilson. And our first place, seventh grade team, the winners are Samantha Gomez and Naomi Manthey. That takes us to eighth grade. We have a second place individual eighth grade winner, and that would be Michael Coleman. And our first place eighth grade individual winner is Jessica Deutsch. We have three teams that placed in eighth grade. In third place, the team of Jillian Wimmer and Reagan Turner. In second place, eighth grade team, Aiden Minker and Kaden Lee. And in first place, eighth grade team, Matt Townsley and Dylan Mooney. In ninth grade, we have three individual winners to announce. In third place, Jenna Hamilton. In second place, Harley Zankowski. And in first place, Aubrey Lawrence. In ninth grade, we have three teams placed. In third place, Lilu Hart, Adalia Khan, and Caitlin Schock. Second place, ninth grade team, Morgan Scarborough and Annabella Vitale. And in first place, ninth grade team, Sam Hawk and Anthony Pandosh. And certainly not least, and I'm not sure that she was able to be here with us tonight, we have a 10th grade individual winner, Emily Biedencap. So I appreciate so much the students, the parents, the coordinators, and the teachers who supported our science fair. If we could give everyone one last round of applause. And at this point, for students and families who will be leaving, we ask you to walk through to the back out of the auditorium. We're going to meet our coordinators back there to give you your individual certificates as well. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Mrs. Mancinelli.
Notice it's our guys, it's food back there. I know. You mentioned that the last time. That was sweet. It was really, really sweet. It's like it's a big deal for them. Yeah. And the families. It's sweet that the families come out.
All right. Number 9, motion items for approval. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the consent agenda items. Committee meeting action items considered routine will be enacted under one motion unless removed for separate action upon board request. The purpose of the consolidated motion is to expedite governing board action on all consent items which are not held for discussion. Items that have been held for discussion by the governing board will be enacted upon at the time the item is discussed. And so I will start with my list, and then I will turn to my colleagues for any other items to be moved from consent agenda. So I will start under 10, Finance Committee, 10A, financial statements. Then we'll go to letter Q, crest addendum, letter R, letter T. Under 11, education, we will pull G through K. So that is G, H, I, J, and K, all to be removed from consent agenda. To my colleagues, are there any others?
Mr. Roan?
Yes.
Under agenda item number 12, letter B, charter school enrollment audit, I would like to pull that for a roll call vote, please.
12, let me get there. Letter B, okay?
In addition, Mr. Roan, I'd like to also pull letters, number 12, Operations Committee, letter C, George Craft and Sons Incorporated Transportation Contract Amendment, for a roll call vote, please.
Okay.
That's 12C.
12C, so Madam Secretary, you also note 12B and C is in Charlie. I have those noted as well. Any others? Okay, hearing none, I have a motion on the consent agenda items minus those that are been pulled.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Madam Secretary, call the vote, please.
Holly Charette,
Yes.
Harvell Brown,
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris, Amelia Mills,
Yes.
Becky Harlan,
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Motion approved.
All right, so those that have been pulled, Chair Mills, we will start with 10A.
Thank you. A, financial statements. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the financial statements, bills payable list as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Andrew Finkbonner,
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris. Brandon Roan,
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Becky Harlan,
Abstain.
Holly Charest,
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Q, CRES Addendum to 22-23 Agreement. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors ratify the addendum to the July 1, 2022 agreement for services between Coatesville Area School District and CRES, which states effective February 21, 2023, CRES will provide CASD with education consultant Dr. Richard F. Dunlap, Jr. at an hourly rate of $82.50 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Any questions or comments on this one? Let's call for the vote.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Jennifer Schott. Holly Charest.
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item R, CCIU Agreement Administrator on assignment. Recommended action pending legal review that the Board of School Directors approve the agreement between the Chester County Intermediate Unit, CCIU, and the Coatesville Area School District to provide Ms. Alana Betts as an administrator on assignment at a daily rate of $653.97 in the 2022-2023 school year, and a daily rate of $680.78 in the 2023-2024 school year as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
If I could ask Dr. Van Born, if you could shed a little bit of context on the role that this individual would be filling out within our current administrative staff.
You're good. It lights up.
Sorry. Sure. So this position was brought about to assist within the Pupil Services Division within our district. We are currently down a special education, actually 2 special education supervisors within the district. So contracting with the Chester County Intermediate Unit will allow us flexibility to reorganize as needs within that department are being assessed over the next several months.
Thank you. And to be clear, this is not a headcount add. This is existing headcount replacement, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Call for the vote.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Motion approved.
T, Human Resources Report. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the resignations, appointments, new positions, leaves of absence, transfers, changes of status, and corrections as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Motion approved.
Okay, moving on to education items. G, proposed expulsion 10007223. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 10007223 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Holly Charest.
No.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
H, proposed expulsion 100007506. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100007506 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Harvell Brown. Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charess.
No.
Motion approved.
J, proposed expulsion 100008679. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100008679 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charess.
No.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Mrs. Mills, you skipped I. Can you go back to I?
Which one did I skip?
I. 100111572.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I skip that one?
You did.
Thank you for that. I, proposed expulsion 100111572. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 100111572 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charess.
No.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
K, proposed expulsion 5001099. Recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the proposed expulsion for student 5001099 as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Holly Charess.
No.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Motion approved.
You did. So who's doing operations?
All right, on to the Operations Committee number 12B, the Charter School Enrollment Audit. The recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the contract with the CCIU to provide a review of cyber/charter school enrollments for the past 5 years. The cost of this service will be $10,000, which comes out to 125 hours at a rate of $80 an hour as presented. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Charest, was there a question or comment or just roll call?
No, I did have a few questions. I can't remember 100%, but I wasn't sure if this appeared on the committee meeting for operations at the beginning of the month. I just would like some context as to who requested this and what the purpose was and what we plan on doing with the data that we get.
So the purpose behind this one is just to kind of see where our enrollments, where students are leaving or not coming into the district, just to kind of get a better feel as to the areas that we need to focus on. So this is what we were looking for the CCIU to reach out to them and have them assist us in determining that information in more detail.
Okay, and it's something that we have to outsource for? It's not something that we can have done in-house or anything like that?
That's correct, yes. We have to outsource. It's a lot of work behind it, so it'll be easier to have somebody outsourced to provide that information to us.
Okay, those were my questions. Thank you.
Hearing none, any others? Madam Secretary, call for a vote, please.
Holly Charess?
No.
Jennifer Schott? No. Andrew Finkbonner?
No.
Brandon Roan?
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Becky Harlan.
No.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Motion denied.
Okay. Moving on to letter C, George Kraft Jr. and Sons Transportation Contract Amendment. The Board of School Directors approved the amendment to the current transportation contract to provide more funding for driver wages as presented. This will allow CASD to be more competitive with surrounding school districts and minimize driver turnover. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Questions, comments, or concerns on this one?
Yeah, Mr. Roan, I pulled this because I 100% support the notion of giving our bus drivers higher rates. I think they are a fundamental component of the day-to-day school function. I would just ask Ms. Diefendorfer that this does not overextend our budget for transportation for the year, correct?
It will not, no.
Okay, that's the only confirmation I needed. Thank you.
Any others? Seeing none, Madam Secretary, please call for the vote.
Andrew Finkbonner.
Yes.
Mary Ann Harris.
Yes.
Amelia Mills.
Yes.
Harvell Brown. Becky Harlan.
Yes.
Holly Charest.
Yes.
Jennifer Schott. Brandon Roan.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, so that is it for consent and pulled items. We will move on to public comment. The board has requested that all persons making comments of public concern to list their name, address, telephone number, and topic on the sheet provided. There is a 3-minute time limit per person. Mrs. Lori Shani Bailey.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Kudos to you who voted no for the $10,000 for the CCIU to count the number of students that we have at charter schools. Just seems to me it should be very easy just to add the numbers. It's clearly outlined, so thank you all for doing that. I'm deeply, deeply disappointed that we're paying yet another administrator $653 a day. We are currently paying the principal at Callan Township $500 a day. I've noticed that you all have discontinued putting her salary in the financial statements. Would you please put that in the financial statements so that the taxpayers can see it? We don't know how much she has currently been paid. It was in there previously. We're asking you to please put that money in there. It's our tax dollars. We have a right to know what it is. That's the Callan principal salary that we are currently paying for $500 per day. And if we have two supervisors of special education that has recently resigned, then that's pretty telling. But I'm concerned about $653 a day. How many days per month is this person going to be working? Why can't we just promote a current administrator to do this work? I know Cassandra Jones would be an ace person in this position. I've sat in many meetings with her. She is very, very student-centered focused, and I'm just not understanding why we cannot promote one of the current special education supervisors and save us taxpayers money. This is very, very concerning. The special education parent training, I saw it advertised last month for the day before it was presented. I wasn't able to make it, but I know it's coming up, I believe, on March the 7th. Again, I'm asking the district to send parents who have IEPs for their children an email to this week to let them know about the training. These trainings are very, very critical to parents helping and supporting their children with their IEPs. I just don't understand why the district has not done more to get that information out. Finally, I got a call about a month ago from a student from a nonprofit organization whose student mother died recently. The stepfather doesn't want anything to do with the child. This is a hurting community. My point is there are those of us in the community that care about these students. We want to hold them in spaces that give them support and nurturing. Holly, thank you for voting no. As far as I'm concerned, you should be on the board forever. I do hope you're reelected when it's time. Thank you for that. I know you have a heart for this community, and you are showing that. Please do what you can to care and love up on our students. parental abandonment is alive and well in this community. It's been a problem. It's not going away. Thank you.
Mr. Room, before we move on, I just had some clarifying questions for Ms. Shannon Bailey. You mentioned that the staff member at Callan is no longer on the bills payable. It's my understanding, and Ms. Diefendorfer, correct me if I'm wrong, individual salary payouts are not included for employees in the bills payable.
That's correct.
You may be alluding to, we did have a contracted individual that was here that bridged the gap to cover that building in between employments. So that is my understanding, that individual is no longer here.
That is correct,
Which may
yes.
explain why you do not see it on the bills payable.
Okay, so I remember Dr. Bailey was here and we paid him $50 a day. He was an administrator on call. So this is information that I remember seeing in the finances.
Correct, and I think the point that I'm making is the individual that you're referring to that was at Callan, you don't see it on the bills payable anymore because that individual is no longer working in the district.
Oh, okay, since when?
I can ask either Dr. Van Born or Ms.
Okay.
Diefendorfer to follow up with you. I don't know when that changed,
Okay.
but our current administrator at that building is a district employee, not an
Okay,
administrator on assignment.
Awesome.
Yep.
It would have helped, was it announced in a minute somewhere and I didn't see it?
Yeah, I'll ask if we could just follow up
Okay.
with Ms. Shannon Bailey and get that requested information.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Also to add, the question about the information of the special ed trainings, I know I get that as a parent, so I've received it. So I'm not sure if the folks that you're talking to are not getting it. Maybe there's a communication gap if we don't have accurate information on file. But I know as a parent, I have received every one of those informational mailings that have gone out via email.
The one parent that I advocate for, Brandon, has 2 children with an IEP. She does not get those email messages, and she has never gotten them.
So I'll go back and say that we need to make sure that we have accurate stuff on file.
The district does. I'm sorry,
Okay.
not you personally, but the district does.
Okay.
That's why I'm bringing it up.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
there's a gap there that we'll look
It
into.
is. It
Okay.
is.
Ms. Robin Seagrave.
Good evening. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say I saw 2 retirements, Mrs. Groff and Miss Norman. Mrs. Groff alone, I had 3 gifted kids. My last 2 are seniors this year. If it wasn't for her, I honestly don't even know if 2 of them would be alive. She really kept them engaged and took care of them when they struggled through some COVID, when the kids were a little depressed. She's been an asset. She's become a friend, and we will really miss her. And Miss Norman also in guidance. She didn't even have my kids half the time, but she was always one I knew I could reach out to get things done. So I just wanted to say we will miss them, and good luck to them. Mr. Fisher usually says farewell, but he's not here this evening, so thought I'd take over.
There you go. I'll keep the seat warm for you. Number 15, additional board member reports. First, I'll start by just shouting out again the 2 recognition clubs that we saw today, robotics and the science students, but also to the many other clubs that are doing great work in the academics that's happening across the district. Unfortunately, I don't get to visit buildings the way I have in the past, but certainly folks keep me kind of looped in on the things that are happening around the district. And I said this before, but I'll say it again. Glad to have Dr. Van Voren here as the appointed superintendent, and certainly appreciate the work, the stopgap that Dr. Dunlap did his time here to keep things moving. So glad to have you here, and welcome aboard, and then I will, any of my other colleagues have any remarks?
I have some. I also want to say, as February comes to the end, the board would also like to recognize and celebrate the Black History Month events in our schools. And you can check that out in Around Our Schools newsletter, where we feature them, even though Dr. Van Voren did a good job of articulating them. If you want to see the pictures, there they are. Last week, Director Harris and I attended the Black History Assembly at our intermediate high school, organized by the members of the Black History Committee. It was quite a celebration. DJ'd by Dr. Alston, hosted by Ms. Stevens. The program featured the CASD band led by Mr. Hughes, the Cash Chorus singing with Mr. Holmes, and there was a hip-hop performance by the Cash Dance Team and a rap performance by Brother Joe. 3 students, Kendrick Stukes, Davis May, and Simeon Wah, were featured performances, and Ms. Tingle Lewis and Ms. Mobley provided marvelous music. It was quite a celebration, and thanks to all who planned to perform this great event. Every week in the news, as I move on to the next item, there's at least one segment on how trauma is affecting the behavior, learning, and lives of our children and adults. This is a complex topic requiring complex solutions. The Coatesville Area School District is taking a proactive approach. For example, there is ongoing professional development on trauma-informed practices for school administrators, teachers, and staff. The district has implemented a screener for younger students who may be at risk and would benefit from additional supports from guidance counselors and behavior specialists. The district is rolling out restorative practices, and while our schools are at different levels of implementation, we are seeing some success. We have also established partnerships with colleges and universities to bring student social workers into our schools. Most recently, in 2023, there has been a series of meetings by the Discipline and Trauma Committee. It is a small group representing teachers, school administrators, guidance counselors, behavior specialists, parents, community members, and school board members. Our primary task is to meet and reflect on ideas for changes to the Student Code of Conduct and Discipline Matrix. We discuss what's working and what we still need to do. We have met with CASD partners and discussed the various organizations that provide behavior and mental health programs and services to the district schools and students. Our partner list is quite long, so perhaps another time we can name them with descriptions of the programs and services provided. So the question is, are we doing enough? Most likely no. Nevertheless, we have a foundation of support and services upon which the Coatesville Area School District can continue to build. Thank you. That's my report.
Thanks. Me and the mic were at war here. All right. Any informational items? Hearing none, have a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Adjourned, 7:10.
With that,
Bring them on.
51%, everyone.
There you go.
Right. Very well done. I liked it. It was recorded.